Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Fitment Industries and...
Oh, I thought you were saying my name now. You know, you got me confused. You said it last.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Fitment Industries and this is...
Claire.
Claire doesn't do this a whole lot. So you guys might be wondering is how do we keep our cars looking so fresh and clean and nice? And you might be saying in a sarcastic response, you guys just don't drive them, and we don't drive them a whole lot. But when we do drive them, they do get dirty, and behind the scenes, we're probably not the ones that are gonna be ceramic coating our own cars and taking care of them like that. So we have Claire. Claire is our detailer here at Fitment Industries, and she's here to spread some knowledge, to learn some truths about how to actually keep your car wheels clean. So Claire has not been on the camera a whole heck of a lot, so cut her a break. But she's gonna teach us a couple things on things that you should know about cars, and obviously we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, so if you could just, you know, hit that button, that'd be super, super cool. She doesn't like those cloths, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but let's just jump into number one. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna know is if you have one of these, just don't.
Just don't even.
Just put it down lower and just drop it on the floor.
Light it
and
on
just
fire.
never, just don't, all right? We're gonna talk to you about dry microfibers, and Claire's gonna talk to you about why it's important.
Well, first of all, when you get a microfiber, it's gonna come with a tag. Like this. Usually they're a little smaller, but you're gonna wanna rip that off right away because believe it or not, those do scratch. They like to scratch, and they will scratch no matter what. So rip that off, throw it away, throw it on the floor, whatever you wanna do. Second of all, dry microfibers, not a good idea. Always put product on it first. Otherwise, if you just take a dry microfiber and wipe on your paint, it's gonna scratch. Also, before you use a microfiber, double check it, open it, look on both sides, look really close, because one little tiny speck of anything that gets stuck in here will scratch the paint. Another rule of thumb is if you drop one of these on the floor, like that one, never pick it up, well, pick it up, but never use it again. Light it on fire, whatever you need to do, just don't use it on your car.
So the second thing that you may not think about when you're actually cleaning your wheels is something that happens on wheels is your tires, they get nice and brown, and a lot of times what people do is they get tire shine and then they end up just putting tire shine on top of it, and that won't actually fix the problem. Claire?
Okay. All right, so the brown that you start to see on your tires is actually an anti-ozonant. Manufacturers put that in tires to prevent premature drying and stuff like that, and what that is it's coming out. You start to see it, but there is a way to get rid of it. Just use simple dish soap, water, and a brush that's a little tough but not too tough. If you use a brush that's too tough, it might scratch your tire, it might puncture it if you go a little too crazy with it. Just take some dish soap and water in a spray bottle and a softer brush, not too soft, not too hard.
Like a toothbrush.
That might take a while, but you could try it.
Not a toothbrush. All right, got it.
And spray the brush, spray the wheel, scrub it for a little while. Make sure not to hit your wheel because you don't want to scratch that. And then just simply rinse it off and keep on as much as you need to, and it should go away.
And the good news is after you get done taking that like layer of film off, what you're gonna have is pretty much a bare naked tire. What you can do with that is we have a matte tire finish that you can use after the fact, and what that does is it actually just makes the tire look new. So it's not gonna be a heavy greasy shine, it's gonna be more like a restore matte tire finish. So you can put that on afterwards, and what that's gonna do is gonna make the tire look new again, but it's also gonna give it almost like a small layer of protection from the sun to kind of keep it looking new for a good long while, until obviously that oil and film for keeping the tires, you know, from dry rotting, till that comes out again, because that's just a natural thing that happens with tires. So the third thing that you're going to want to take into consideration is that not all rags are created equal. So back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean like last summer, we used just kind of whatever was clean at the time to clean our cars. And then Claire came along as our detailer, and I think she wanted to either start us on fire or the rags. We couldn't really tell. She wanted to tell us a little bit about why this is just not a good idea to do. Claire?
Not at all, actually, because those rags, people are going to be grabbing them. They're going to be wiping every part of the car with them, including probably wheel wells, wheels, everything. What's going to happen is they're going to get dirty, they're going to get nasty, they're going to get full of crap, shavings, dirt, and they get stuck in those little microfibers. So rags like that, I use them as my junk rags. I'll use them to wipe some, I don't know, like inside wheel wells, stuff like that. Then just throw it away. You're actually going to want to use for drying something like this. A lot of these towels are waffle weave towels. They soak up a lot of water. Most of them are pretty big. I actually have a bigger one than this too. And you're actually going to want to get it a little bit damp before you start using it, because if you take a dry microfiber and wipe it on a car, it's going to scratch. And this will get wet. Just keep wringing it out, soaking up more water. But before you use this, I actually take a leaf blower, air gun, anything, and blow as much water as I can off the car without touching it to prevent scratching.
So the next thing that you're gonna wanna know when you're cleaning your wheels and tires is that shiny doesn't always equal best. And we have kind of a perfect example. The wheels are by no means clean by really any regard at all. But what you have to remember is a lot of times companies just try to put as much greasy stuff as the easiest way to put it into their products, so that you just assume that it works because it's super shiny. Claire?
Don't do it. Again, don't do it. Shiny does not equal good. A lot of times shiny products actually dry out your tires or interior. There are a lot of products out there that a ton of people use.
Armor.
Especially on their dashboards and stuff like that, and over time that will crack them. Like Alex was mentioning before, find a tire shine that gives it a nice matte finish, maybe one that mentions something about not flinging the tire shine up onto your fender, because that also looks gross. So look for a nice matte satinish type finish that doesn't look too crazy and is not too greasy.
And another thing that you're going to want to remember is that if you're looking to get that shine look going, a lot of times what we recommend is obviously start with like a matte tire finish once you've cleaned your tires. Then you can put a matte tire finish on it to get that restore back. And if you want to add gloss, there's actually specific products meant to gloss your tires that goes with the rubber of your tire. Don't just get something that's basic and bland and generic, because it's likely not going to work. Same thing is going to go with your wheels. If you're going to clean your wheels, you're going to want to make sure that you start off with clean wheels. Then once you make sure that everything is nice and dry, you're going to want to add a protective layer. A lot of times there's a layer of wax that you can add onto it, or even polish that you can do, and that's going to give you that look that you're going for. If you're looking for something straight out of the bottle that's going to work, there are wheel waxes out there that even we supply that are going to give you that look, and they're going to have a protective layer on it. But at the same time, there's not going to be anything really out there that's going to provide you a layer of nice shine that is a full wax that is generic for everything. So just be sure that if you're going to want to do it, if you're going to want to restore your wheels, make them look nice and clean, just do it right the first time. It may include you buying a couple different products to get it done, but it's going to last a lot longer and it's going to be a lot better. And the fifth and final thing that you're going to want to know when you're doing things with your wheels and tires, or pretty much anything, is that wiping it down to dry is not going to be the way to go. There's actually other ways that you can do that look a lot cooler than a rag. Claire?
Well, after I wash my wheels, what I do is I just take this leaf blower. Any leaf blower is going to work, doesn't matter. And I sit and I blow the wheel off. Like that. And what that does is it gets most of the water off. Again, what I do after I do that is I take a very, very lightly damp microfiber, and once I have most of the water blown off, I go around the wheel before I put any wax or anything like that and completely dry it off.
So those are 5 things that you're going to want to know when you're cleaning your wheels and tires. These are just tips and tricks. This is just something that you're going to want to think about before you go and just spray on a bunch of greasy wax onto your wheels and tires. A lot of you guys spend a lot of money on your wheels, so if you want to take care of them, there's just a couple tips to make sure that you do so. But I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and this is
Claire,
and we will see you next week. Peace.